Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Raymond J. Negron with Beyond Failure to Reach Success. And I'm going to go over some life changing quotes as I adjust my camera. I apologize. So let's start. Good question. Great quote. Smart people learn from their mistakes, but the real sharp ones learn from the mistakes of others. And that's by Brandon Mull. And think about that, right? You could learn your own mistakes and repeat them constantly and then believe that's a baseline of getting things done and then nothing occurs. Or you could learn mistakes by other people, right? Mistakes and learn from them. And when people pay, they pay attention. So invest in yourself, invest to learn from others who have made the mistakes that you have made and just haven't made enough to get there, right? If that makes sense. So smart people learn from their mistakes, but the real sharp ones learn from the mistakes of others, right? I think that's so important because, if you think about it, right, you got A, B, and C. Most people go A and never get to B. And what happens when you invest in people that know more than you and have more knowledge, more skills, more abilities, more capabilities, and you invest your hard earned money, which is energy and value, guess what happens? They've already made all the mistakes. They've probably spent hundreds of thousands of dollars making these mistakes that you're making now. And that's continually, you are continuing to fail because of them. So you know what you do? You give up. But when you invest money, you invest time, you invest energy, and you invest attention with an intention, a whole that intention, you can get where you need to get at a quicker rate. Doesn't mean it's not going to be hard. Doesn't mean you're not going to have to do hard work. Doesn't mean you're not going to have to be persistent. Doesn't mean you're going to have to do more hard work. But the thing is, the real sharp people learn from the mistakes of others. Huge. It's the very reason why I invest in people that know more than me, right? And when they know more than me, I learn what they learn. I could bring my guests, my clients up with me, right? And I could show them where to go and how to position themselves and what to grab onto and who do they need to get in touch with, right? Well, most things in life are who do I need to know to get from where I am to where I want to go, right? Right? People need to close a gap on what the pain is and what the vision is. And when they can close a gap, right? When the pain is aggravated enough, and when you make a decision, you create a vision, right? It's so important. Got to know the differentiation. Because if you're not emoting about something, you don't really feel it. And we're emotional creatures. We get emotional about things, right? Motion creates emotion, and motion creates momentum towards where we want to go in life. So I'm going to read this quote by Brandon Mull one more time. Smart people learn from their mistakes, but the real sharp ones learn from the mistakes of others. That's by Brandon Mull. I hope that helps you. I really want you guys to encompass these because it's about failing to move forward. Like the name of my company is Beyond Failure to Reach Success. And when you reach for success, you must fail along the way, right? You must fail along your way of whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish, looking to put into play. And you got to play the game and run the play, right? To know what it is for you. So quote number 2. This is by Vincent van Gogh, who nicked his ear, man. I actually got to see that exhibit. It was pretty awesome in Amsterdam. If you have a voice within that says you cannot paint, then by all means, paint. And that voice will be silenced, right? And again, you can put the word create. If you have a voice within you that says you cannot create, then by all means, you must create, and that voice will be silenced, right? We all have a negative voice inside of our head, right? That seems to constantly be there, right? To validate our inefficiencies or inadequacies, or just say, you know what, it's okay that you're not doing enough. It's okay to be on the couch today. It's okay. It's okay. And you need to silence that voice by doing the opposite thing. Most people do the thing that they think, you know what, my brain is right. It's always the opposite that's the right thing. That's what's going to literally, you see these movements I'm making. This is how you build a bridge from where you are to where you want to go, right? With intensity, with integrity, with mastery, with being excellent, with being curious, right? Being just a little bit curious, right? What is that? We're curious as human beings, right? We always say nosy. That dude's being nosy, or that girl's being nosy. She's listening to us. No, people are curious. There's mystery behind things, right? There's a lot of mystery behind these amazing things that happen in life. So Vincent van Gogh, I'll read this one more time. This is quote number 2. If you have a voice within you say you cannot do something, you cannot paint, then by all means paint. That voice will be silenced. You don't think Vincent van Gogh? He probably painted hundreds. I don't know how many paintings he painted. It's probably a lot. And the ones that he thought were amazing weren't as amazing as the ones that the people thought were amazing. Think about that, right? Think about that. So quote number 3 is by William Rosenberg. Well, I have no idea. Does anyone know who William Rosenberg is? Leave that below. Show me who a person, and I can't read my handwriting. Oh, show me a person who never made a mistake, and I will show you a person who never did anything. Ah, show me a person who never made a mistake, and I will show you a person who never did anything. Life's about mistakes. Life's about making mistakes. Life's about getting dirty, about getting naughty and dirty with life. And you must do these things to move yourself forward. The things that make you uncomfortable are the things you must do. Think about that. What is it for you that you're not doing in this one great life that you're living right now? What are the things that you're like, well, if this was perfect, if that was great, if this was, this and that, and blah, blah, and you get sick of yourself. I don't know how many people get sick of themselves hearing, your excuses for why you're not living a great life when you've been given so many gifts, right? Like, think of how amazing it is that I can talk and you can hear the vibrations and you pick them up in your ears and you can clearly or unclearly understand the things that I'm saying. When you get amazed and you get sparked by life, you just have a new endeavor of like what you want to do with it. Like, I always influence people to become curious about everything. Become that child, right? I'm a little bit between childlike and childish. I do tend to mend that. But think about that. If you could be childlike, just be a little bit more curious, right? You would do more things. You would create around that. You would get messy with things. And you'd get feedback. And then get better. And then get more feedback. And then get better. And then get more feedback. And then get better. And then get more feedback. And then put it in the lap of someone who knows what they're doing. And ask them for feedback. And sometimes paying money, which is invested energy, time, energy, and attention, and focus to help you with that dream, with that hope, with that goal in mind. Truly think about that. Think about that. What would it be for you, right? What is the one thing that you're not doing that you must do before you leave this earth? Imagine if you were going to leave this planet tomorrow. What would you do? Right? Most people would go into, mode and, oh my God, oh shit mode. And then they'd end up just doing silly, crazy things. But if you had a focus of what you truly want to do it fast. Do it quick. Make as many mistakes as possible so you can move yourself forward. Really. Doing this. I probably made a million mistakes doing this. But I laugh, man. I got to laugh at myself because it's a way of moving forward. Because you know what? Not everybody's going to like this. People probably hate this shirt. I didn't really like this shirt. And then all of a sudden, I kind of liked it. A girlfriend of mine bought it for me. It grew on me. But the thing is like, people aren't going to like everything you do. You must do it anyway, right? If you believe in it, if you believe in the creation of it, if you believe in the system that you're creating, like, to save yourself time, energy, money, and sanity, do the things that you must do in this one great life. Create your own system and your way of living. I think it's so paramountly important, right? And I'm doing it at my ripe, wonderful young age. So I still feel young as anything. right? So listen to this. This is by Abe Lincoln. Always bear in mind that your own resolution to succeed is more important than anything. Man, powerful. Always bear in mind that your own resolution, right? Your own resolution to succeed is more important than anything, right? Put that on your table, put that on your plate, and grab a fork and knife and dig into that. Imagine if you had like such a pounding belief in yourself that you just needed to succeed at something. I'm not talking about being irrational about it. I'm talking about being rational, making decisions that get you there. Maybe knocking on doors more than twice to get where you need to get. I do this constantly. I'm always reaching out to change makers. And some I've sent 20 emails, never got anything back. And some I've sent 1, 2, 3, and then all of a sudden I get something back. And you know what? Luckily enough, I've met some people who have become my friends. Think about that, man. Just because people are at a different place than you doesn't mean they connect. They put on the pants the same way you do. Maybe they go right to left, you go left to right. Maybe you tie your shoes under and they do the other way. I have no idea. But the thing is, most of us connect to most people. We might have different views. Doesn't mean we don't relate. Doesn't mean we can't connect through the struggle of engagement, of like just, like just being open to people, being open to experiences, being open to just exploring who you are as a human being, doing the things that you need to do on this planet. Who are you? What do you stand for? Right? You see how that kind of makes a gun? Right? Who are you and what do you stand for? Right? Ask that question, and who you are the core values that that you use in life. And if you don't have core values, look up value elicitations and look up core values and see how you define them to be who you are. Right? For me, I'll just name them. You could use them. I would advise that you go and find your own. But what are your core values? Who are you as a person? What radiates with you more than anything? Right? For me, it's integrity. Right? Being integral. Doing these YouTube lives because I know I can influence somebody. Right? Becoming a master. Becoming a master at guiding or coaching. Coaching's a tool, but I call it guidance. Helping guide people to the purpose in their life. Right? Because I know I've done it and I'm doing it, and I'm going to continue to do this till I'm gray and old. I'm getting white now, but get there. And then the next thing is being curious, being fearless by being curious. How can you fear less by being curious about it? When you're curious about things is when you get a little hungry and you get a taste of it. You're like, oh, I like this. I'm going to keep learning about it because I need to do something great while I'm here. Right? What do you stand for? You got to stand for something. You got to plant your flag into what you believe in, right? And do that with all your heart. Know that everybody, isn't going to, come on board. You're going to have enemies. You're going to have friends. You're going to have frenemies, right? Some enemies you turn to friends. Some friends turn into enemies. The thing is, you believe in what you do so hard. Doesn't matter. As long as it's in the good intentions of what you're trying to create that moves life forward. I don't think it matters if it's hurting people. Sometimes things hurt people, but the thing is as human beings, we have to fail to learn. Like I'm dissecting this in my own head. I've never, I got to look this up. But what failure means, right? Fail means to do something bad, right? But the word lure, right, reminds me of a hook, right? Like a fish hook, luring you in. And when you keep failing at it, it lures you in. Us human beings get smart around shit, right? We figure things out. We figure how we can get experiences and make them better. We create these maps and models in our mind and figure out how do we get better at things. And a lot of it is from the mirror neurons that we've been given, right, as human beings. When before speech, when we would just grunt or whatever the heck we did, we would watch. We would learn. We would look from different angles and say, oh, how did he do that? Maybe I could use hunting, right? We hunted with spears. I can't even throw a spear. I can't even imagine me hunting with a spear. I would have a blast. because nothing would be dead. I'd go hungry. My tribe would be very upset at me. Probably have to go get some plants. I'd make sure I knew where the plants were because that's what we'd be eating for dinner. No way. But you know what? In time, I would have to learn that, right? If I wanted to get really good at it, I would have to learn it. And I would have to get the reps into it, right? Because you got to get the experiences. And experiences are about failing. If you took that, instead of saying failing, I'm getting experiences around things, that's what failure truly is. You're getting experiences, right? And here's another one that people don't realize. When people spend money on things and they lose that money, or so they think they lose, there's a cost involved. What they're actually getting is an experience. Even if they lost it, they've gotten an experience from that they could always not thinking surface saying, "Oh, I lost money. That was my experience." No, what did you learn from that experience? Maybe it could be asked better questions. Maybe it's like, wait, I should have learned a little bit more about that or done a little bit more research and development. Not to get caught up with that, but what are some ways that you could truly get the knowledge, the know-how, right, of those capabilities and experiences to make you better? Most people stay, either they paralyze, right, or they fight and fly, or fight and flee, fight and flew, whatever they do, or they paralyze, or they go and they don't know what to do. And I think for most people, we got to do a lot of things, and then we got to figure out the one thing that really drives who we are and do that with like a tenacity, with a vigor, with a fire, right? Like I'm doing a YouTube live on a Saturday, 8 o'clock, where I could be out in my burros. I drink Celsius, so it's no fun for anybody. But anyway, I hope those 4 quotes helped you. I hope you listen to them. Maybe I'll write them in the comments so you guys can learn. But when you read a great quote, when you learn from great men about quotes, they inspire you. And you can write them down on an index card, which I definitely influence you to do, and say, you know what, I'm having a bad day, man. Let me read this. Right? Let me read this one quote. I'm having a bad day. Why am I having a bad day? Maybe this quote will change my mind, change the way I perceive things, change the way I'm experiencing things. Smart people learn from their mistakes, but the real sharp ones learn from the mistakes of others. Wow. How could I have a better day by reading that quote? What could I do to make that quote a part of my day? Right. Okay, I made some mistakes. But the real sharp ones, consider myself sharp, learn from others. Who could I learn from so I don't have another bad day like this? Whether it's in business, whether it's in life, whether it's in relationships, whether it's in charity, your contribution, right? Familial, community, right? Wealth building, very important. Think about that for you. And again, I'm Raymond J. Negron with Beyond Failure to Reach Success. I'm a guide, right? So I'm here to help guide people and help them just build from where they are to where they want to go. Where do you want to go in your life? Because we don't create that enough. We don't really create a vision of what we really need. And we just let time pass, and time will pass you by. And all of a sudden you'll be sitting there and you're not going to know, what did I do with my life? When I could have created a vision. When I watched that video of that bald dude on the YouTube telling me about creating a vision, now I'm at the end of my life and I want to create this vision. It's too late. Vision's done. What could you do right now to create that vision, right? What do you want to achieve most in life? What's getting in the way of you achieving that? What's something you could start today, right now, right after this video? And then analyze that a little more and peek at it a little more. Get a little more experience behind that for you. Okay, guys, sending you miles of smiles. Have an amazing day.